see her level damage. Search. Oh, I can.
Man, I'm on the edge of my seat right now. Like, oh wait, this could be a lot of damage right here. Oh, never mind. I take it back. Wow.
Vortex kick.
Vortex kick. Arch
And
down.
killing that Bart.
Oh wow, that's game.
Hi everyone and welcome back to Wbel Season 2. This is currently the Clairvoyant division, and as usual I'm with JB79.
How's it going, man? Glad to be back here and covering a big week this week with the first round of the playoffs, kind of determining who's going to go up against those top two and Crash and McCrane. So excited to watch these.
Alright, so let's jump into the playoffs 3. This is where we are right now with the Clairvoyant division. So we are still in the first round. Currently we have McCrane with a pass since he finished first. After that we got Crash Master, that is second, that also got a pass. And the series that we're going to cover today are JesusLBL against Meefle and Iceheart against UGB.
Yeah, it's two pretty big matches. Very interested to see, especially how the other one played out, because of course I know how mine went, but I won't spoil the results just yet.
Those are best of 3s. They only have to win 2 matches to go forward until the grand finale, where we'll have best of 5.
That's an Iron Man right there.
Oh yeah, that's a long grind.
You got a lot of gamesmanship and back and forth for those.
Oh yeah, the guy that wins it is really deserving it.
Exactly.
Alright, let's jump into the first series. Alright, so first series we got the JB79 against Iceheart. On your side we got Valet, Month and Alet. On Iceheart we got Chris, Alaya and Rafal.
Yeah, so the teams here are not going to be a surprise, I think, to most people who've been kind of watching the last few weeks of the league. I think most people here down the stretch have settled into some teams that they like, and you know, those teams have been working well for them. So that's no exception here. Both of us have kind of, you know, settled in on these teams, and that's what we went with. Personally, I went for this kind of Ice and Earth team, and that's been performing very well for me. And we've seen Iceheart kind of do some real damage with this this Ice and Water Missile team. So let's see how it panned out.
Yes. So it's really cold.
The cold triangle in full effect here.
Well then, shall we go ahead? Let me help you.
So Rafal is starting off the match here. She is the fastest unit always. She always gets way up there with her dagger. But we are set offset here from each other, so there's going to be no baiting here. We're going to get all of our buffs off before we meet up here in the middle. You can see Alaya is just limited to her 2 movement. Get her Alaya's TMR off there as well. I did want to bring Valade here this week for that particular buff here. Expecting Alaya and Rafal, so to get the Valade's ice resistance buff as well as the protect, I thought would be good into most teams that she was running this week.
Thank you. Now is your chance to run.
Because of this potential that you know, of the missile team, I did want to get some mobility onto Howlet as well, because that's one sort of issue I've noticed when playing with him. So I opted for that over the haste this week.
Oh, the range was really great, but unfortunately it went to the Mount. So we got the TMR, the LB coming from Mount, so doing a ton on that crease. Next we got Rafal. Let's see if she's in range. Probably yes, so Dispel Spread. Oh, alright, so you really anticipated that myself team. And all the buffs for the ice are still up with the protect, so yeah, it's really not great. And the buff got dispelled, but now they're all back on. So armor bar doing a lot of damage on that mount. That's okay. So 4k in this gigantic elf pool, it's not that much, but yeah. And that's the the real definition of damage. So killing that Trace in one go. Rafal's nearly dead, even though she has so much AoE resist. So next we got Alaya, her own LB. Did the immobilized landed? No. And because of the L back, now Mount it's back to health. So next we got Rafal. She's still doing a Shadowless Blade. Not enough on that Mount, unfortunately. Next we're going to have Howlet killing off that Rafal. Valet going forward, probably applying a buff since everyone is pretty healthy. And next we got Mount. Does he have the AP? Yes, 33. So going forward, Taunting Blade, doing just a little chip on Alaya. Alaya with Ace, so going next. She really got to one-shot that outlet now, otherwise it's really done. None at all. Even the Valet tanked it very well. Next we got Iceheart and Slowing Slash killing that Alaya. That was a rough one.
Very. I think that the extreme defense level on Prince Mont there, really able to shut down the physical damage there coming from these ice units. Of course, they do have some defense penetration, but it's generally somewhat limited, maybe around 40 to 50. That I think ended up being the difference there. I did have that ice resistance and protect as well from Valade, so that certainly was helping out too.
Yeah, well, we saw even with the Dispel spread, it was really well tanked by Mount, so the preparation you did with the VCs and equipment it really paid off.
To be honest, I've been very impressed with Mont this season and really taking him for a spin the first time in WBEL this season. And with the LB upgrade, I've been quietly surprised, in terms of his performance. So he showed what he could do there.
Of course, Iceheart can't run this team again. I bet that you anticipated a switch.
I did anticipate a switch, but yeah, we'll see when we go into here for the next one. So I did decide to stick with my same team. And that was part of the reason I was running this team, because I felt like the way that I had it configured with my Trust Stones and, in the TMR usage, I felt that I could handle anything that Iceheart was going to be able to throw at me. And she did change it up here. Krace does remain, but she is bringing in her Evasion Light Squad here with Elena and also Miranda. So we've seen that team pop off a little bit against Rindell a couple weeks ago, so we'll have to see how it does today.
Yeah, that's going to be really tough against that Howlet.
Yeah, so I do have Howlet. He's got pretty good accuracy innately, but then, of course, Valade kind of brings that up to the next level with his buff and the additional accuracy that he can bestow.
Forgive those who make others suffer.
So I did decide to keep it back too, just in case she would, maybe trying to do some gamesmanship and ran back the missile team, maybe trying to catch me off guard with something else. And, you can kind of take those chances too when you've won the first game in a best of 3.
Everyone, be on your guard. I'll treat you with strength.
So same exact config here. You can see Miranda kind of going right up with the haste there. Elena getting her courage online. I think she did use the Nivlu TMR there as well from Krace to get the additional evasion onto Miranda.
Yeah. The only thing I could see a way to victory for her is if they can two-shot Mount, otherwise it's going to be really tough if Olet can reach them.
You're okay. Don't worry. Now is your chance to run.
So both my units can have that 4 movements now. Mons does have it innately. It does tank that first hit there from Miranda very, very well, though.
Yeah. So what I said earlier, not happening. Even Mount is doing more damage than Miranda. Tree still not in range. Where's Elena at? Probably doing another buff. I don't think that she has a range. So yeah, Fleet of Food. 8 down, but going really near that Miranda, so it's not too good. So we have the, I think, the new RAF TMR for unit resist up. Evenly diffusion and killing up both units. So Miranda's down, but she had her raise and Elena had her courage back. Alright, so both are going next. Let's see the extent of the damage, but I think it's going down Mobs. Yeah, doing a lot on that Valet, but really not enough on that Mob. And next we got Elena. Let's see if she can do more damage than Miranda could. So prismatic damage, probably going to kill that Valet. So yes, doing decent damage on Mount, but again, and I think he had his health back. So yeah, so now he's back up to full health. And next we're going to see both Mount and Owlet going again. So Taunting Blade killing that Miranda. Fortunately, Elena missed the attack, but unfortunately it's really too late. Slowing Slash killing that Kreese. She was going next, now she won't. Alright, so we got Elena going next. I just don't see a way that she could win. Unfortunately, even if she evades a lot.
There is no escaping me. An untrained blade.
Yeah, if you were impressed by Month, now you are even more.
Yeah, so I did have the accuracy on points there, and of course, Valet, there was no dispel. You know, the Krace wasn't able to get into the action quick enough to get the dispel spread off on any of the units. So I think that ended up being the difference here in this one. The accuracy was there. So, you know, if you're able to hit them, they do go down very quickly. You can see even Mont was able to put out a respectable amount of damage there.
Yeah, that's too bad because it felt so unfair. Like if Iceheart had absolutely no answer for your roster, and yeah, I simply don't think that she had anything that she could have brought to help her.
I think with evasion units, personally, I like to run tank or some kind of distraction play because that's a risk that you do take when running them. That if the person is hacking accuracy against you, that they do die relatively easily. So that's personally my play style. I like to have some kind of insurance there, but you know, we have to give it up to Iceheart. She did have a great season, and you know, she put up competitive fights week to week. I'd tip my cap to her and her play this year.
Oh yeah, she's a massive player. She did great. She did really well in WDL last season. She won our championship in her division too. Unfortunately, it just simply wasn't a great fit for this fight in particular. But yeah, no. She'll bounce back. She always does.
I think that's part of the challenge. I think with this particular league is that sometimes you can, you know, depending on who you picked on your roster and kind of the matchups that come along in that particular week, it can be a bad matchup for you, and that's happened to me too. So, you know, that's kind of is part of the strategy in kind of selecting your team initially, I think.
All right, GG to all players, and congratulations to you, GB, for making it to the next round.
Thank you. I'm going to be going up against Crashmaster, so
oh yeah, true.
It's going to be a rematch, my guildie. So we'll have to see how that one goes. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it goes better for me this time than it did last time because he had my number.
All right, let's jump into the next series. Alright, so series number 2, we got Meefle against JesusLBL. On Meefle's side, we got Ravius, Is Lightning, and Whisper. On Jesus' side, we got Merluk, Alaya, and Ramada.
Very interesting matchup here. We got battle of who's going to be the best lightning unit. Is it Claire or / Lightning from Final Fantasy 13? Is it going to be Alaya? Very interested to see this one. You know, just kind of looking at the units here. I think honestly it could go either way. Of course, Ravius and Lightning has been monstrous for Meefle this season, but you know, we have seen Jesus put that combo of Alaya and Meriluk to great success as well. So very excited to see this.
Let's check that out. Yeah, I really don't have any opinion on who's going to win. I don't know.
I think it's going to come down to the movement and the toggles, and they are starting off right across from each other here, so we should be getting into the action relatively quickly. Hopefully Meefle packed his strike resistance. Whisper does have a decent amount innately that you can build from.
Oh,
looks like he might be going for some evasion play here, though.
That's surprising. Maybe looking to catch Jesus off guard here.
Yeah, Alaya is an incredibly accurate unit, though.
Yeah. As I was going to say.
So I don't really see her missing on these kind of fringe kind of units here.
Mm-hmm. So quite a break, doing very little on both unit. Next we got Ravius going forward. Steal Heart and stealing the heart of Merluk, but she's going...
That's big.
Yeah, but she's really far in the city bar, so let's see if she's caught up by some attacks in between. Next we got Alaya going forward. So we got, LB, I didn't saw who it was aiming. Oh!
Wow. Misses both. Incredible.
So, what did you say? And
so it looks like, in fact, he has caught Jesus off guard here.
Yeah.
Where he even misses the Whisper, so no chance that I think that he's hitting Ravius.
And we got a Doom coming from Mariluke on that Whisper. If she can evade, she'll Doom her. And now we have a blind, but not on the Alaya though. So the other units won't be hitting anything unless they use the guaranteed hit, especially from Ramada. But now Alaya only has 11 AP still. Whisper was one shot by that Mariluke. That was very surprising, honestly. So now we get this spell spread and killing the Alaya with the follow-up, and the same for the Ramada. So yeah, very impressive and surprising display coming from the Meefle, and nobody saw that evasion coming.
Wow, Meefle just put on a show, I think, in this match. Not only coming out with the surprise evasion play on a team. I don't think that we've really seen him go to that during the season, so that was kind of a good rope-a-dope play there. But then also kind of the status effects there we saw come out in full effect. We had the charm, we had the blinds, we even had the stun there from Ravies. Key to the match, I think, for me, goes to Ravies, you know, not only with the good evasion tanking, but kind of turning the tides there with the status ailments too.
Yes, I'm honestly, I even feel that Meefle didn't even need the evasion angle. I think that the way that the buffing where the attacks went, Alaya very rapidly went out of AP, so very fast she was crippled and couldn't do anything. Of course, the initial placement was also the reason for that, because she didn't have time to buff a lot, but a lot went on play there.
Yeah, I think going to the limit burst so early for Alaya after only 1 or 2 buffs, I think at that point, you know, that really took a huge chunk out of her AP there, so that ended up coming back to bite her in the end.
Alright, I can't wait to see the next match.
See how they adjust.
Alright, so match number 2 on Meefle's side, we got Ramada, Skal, and Arif. So a total switch up. On Jesus' side, we got Ice Jaden, Kilfei, and Mariluke. So about the same, but he kept the only unit that did well for him last fight.
So Meefle here is completely changing it up here. Still keeping a lightning unit with Skahal here, but kind of couching her with 2 water units. I'm really interested to see what he's doing there. Maybe we could see a quicken play there from Aerith. On the other side, Jesus has gone to kind of his bulky bruisers with Kilfei and Jaden. Probably using Mariluke here as a support. We've seen her be a very effective healer earlier in the season. But obviously building around the Full Metal Alchemist card there with the Devout and Fist and Spear synergy. So interested to see this one. I think Kilfei could be a monster here, especially if he's really jacked up the lightning resist. But Skahal could equalize that with his limit burst.
Yep, and now Jesus has a ton of guaranteed hits on his side.
Indeed, yep. We do have a different positioning here. It looks like Meefle kind of kept a similar one, but Jesus has gone to the other side of the map here, kind of wants to ensure that he gets all of his buffs here. Of course, Jaden and Kilfei are definitely more known for their physical tanking prowess. Both have, or at least Jaden has the physical HP barrier. I think that Kilfei's barrier got changed into a general barrier, so she does have that going for her. Got the re-raise going on to Skahal. He is hasted. Jaden pops those bells. He's going to have no AP issues here. Looks like Skahal might be getting his nimble movement online.
Yeah, Meefle guessed right, because the positioning right now is really great for him.
Yeah, Skahal is going to be able to... It is a little bit bad here, because now Aerith is way, way back.
She's not known for going forward.
No. If she has any buffs enabled, she's going to sit in place. Okay. Good job, Meefle. Good job. Kind of taming her AI, because that was going to be a real danger that she was sitting in place. But here comes the LB from Jaden.
Okay, fair damage coming from Ramada, the tanking on the Jaden. Alright, so Skal going forward, he has a big line of sight and doing a ton, killing Mariluke and nearly Kilfei in one go. And Ramada's not able to finish up the job, so Kilfei is only hanging on with 700 HP. Alright, so Stave Collector or LB is going to remove a re-raise. But it's only aiming the Ramada. Oh, that's too bad. Alright, Arif, she's really far behind, so going forward. She seems to have both eye. I think it's only 2 movement. Alright, so Impaling Wave, killing that Ramada. Next, we're going to have Skaal. Really not looking good for Jesus right now. So we have the LB coming from Skaal. He has a 25% chance to paralyze. If it procs, it's really the end.
Massive damage.
Paralyze only proc on the kill fey. And it doesn't.
She breaks it.
She breaks it. Alright, so she's one of the few units that can use the LB twice. And now we have the re-raise that off. That's really great. But now Arif is there. And her chanting time is really low. That's unfortunate because Jaden is going right now. Oh, it's a counter.
Wow.
And killing the Jaden at the very end. And now we have Skal to finish up the job. But Kyofe had the courage. Does she breaks the paralysis again? No. And
yeah, so we actually saw Kyofe get 2 courages there because she used her LB twice and I think that she gets courage both times because Skahal definitely procced it the first time. So wow, that was a very interesting match. There was a lot of kind of back and forth there. My key to the match there, I think, has to be Meefle's placement of the Ramada and how impressive she was able to tank the damage from those 2 UR units. She took 3 hits, big hits, before she went down, and that allowed the Skahal to kind of play the flank there and completely decimate the team there with his LB and with his Thundaga Disposer. I have to give it up for Meefle there. That was very, very well played.
Yeah, very, very smart build coming from Meefle. I think that he got lucky though with the initial placement because if Jesus was starting on the other side again, it could have been really ugly for him though. But the Ramada, yeah, like you said, she can tank a lot of magical damage, especially for the older gen unit. Back in the days, I was using her to tank Black Rose Elena's damage when she just came out and she was doing great. So yeah, I'm not surprised of what I saw just there.
Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty surprised too. You're absolutely right, though, that there is some luck involved there. But I mean, sometimes you got to take those chances and kind of you play that games with your opponent in these best of 3s and try and anticipate what the other person is going to do. You know, congrats to Meefle for moving on here. It was a solid performance here. But definitely give it up to Jesus as well. He's put on a great season and making it into the playoffs here, and he's always a good player in these leagues. And he made it into the finals, I believe, last season as well. You know, give it up and tip your cap as well here to Jesus.
That's kind of too bad because Alcar was the champion of the season 1, didn't even make the playoffs, and we have
fall from grace.
Yes, and now we have Jesus that just been eliminated in the first round. So yeah, we are going to have a new grand champion for this season.
It's a cutthroat league. You can't rest on your laurels there.
Nope. Alright, so let's jump into the final playoff trees. Alright, so this is the conclusion of the round 1 for the Clairvoyant division. So for the next round, we're going to have Macrain against Meefle, who was pretty impressive this week. And now we have GB that was also pretty impressive against Crashmaster. So it's going to be a really, really tough week next week. Those players are all giants.
Definitely no easy wins this week. It's going to be hopefully, you know, when we come back next time to review the matches, I think that we're going to have some pretty impressive showcases to put on. Of course, you know, both Crash and McCrane had the advantage in these matchups earlier in the season. Crash was able to take me down just a couple weeks ago, and then very early on in the season, McCrane did beat Meefle. I think, though, that over the course of the season, I think Meefle did get better, you know, kind of, you know, thinking back and kind of watching his matches. So I think that McCrane does have his work cut out for him there, especially whereas McCrane's best team is, you know, sort of water-based with built around Eld. You know, good luck to everyone, and looking forward to the matchups.
Yes, absolutely. I can't wait for next week. Thank you everyone for watching. I really hope that you'll stick around and that we'll see you next week. If you liked it, don't hesitate to like, share, and post a comment. We read all of them and we respond to most of them. So thank you again, and bye-bye.